Hello. Uh, it is my privilege today to welcome all participants in this talk by Dr. Priya Bhatt of Bloom Clinic. I'm proud of my finance and investment cell of the Aryabhatta College, being ably led by Dr. Pritika Dua, who have organized this session today on mental health. And though it is specifically about how to deal with mental health issues and anxiety in these corona times, but these corona times, how much they have brought this issue into focus is something that each of us, even us, the faculty and the teachers, even we don't know how much it has affected us. And I'm sure it has affected the student community much, much more. The Aryabhatta College has already taken initiatives in providing some support through its mentoring program to students, and three of our psychology teachers are available to the students for all issues, including mental health issues, and they are trained counselors that we have. But I'm sure Dr. Bhatt will throw some fresh light onto how to manage ourselves in these times, because it is extremely important that we keep our mental health good so that we can help others. Positivity is an essential feature that we must have all the time. Even the corona positive people need to have some positive attitude towards life in order to manage their sickness better than in normal times. It will be, you tend to get negative, tend to give up at certain stage, and it brings about other complications, and it's very difficult for allopathic doctors also to control these situations. And whatever knowledge is, and there is a plethora of knowledge these days on the WhatsApp university which is available to all of you, but how to filter them, how to take them in and take the positive side of life to solve our problems is something that is extremely important in the corona times. And I'm really glad that the finance and investment cell has gone beyond its traditional topics in order to inculcate some kind of a knowledge about mental health. All the best for today's talk, and welcome Dr. Bhatt to this platform of Aryabhatta College. Thank you.
Good evening, students, and I'm happy to learn that our FIC team has organized a program on how to combat anxiety and other mental disorder owing to pandemic. And I think this is a need of the hour, and this is in continuation to our programs which we have been conducting for our students and for other participants. Apart from the programs focusing on finance and investment, we must take up these kind of programs. And we are thankful to Dr. Priyal Bhatt, who has been kind enough to accept our invitation and sparing her valuable time to share her views. And I am really hopeful that her views and her interaction with the participants would be fruitful and would serve the purpose for which we are conducting the program. So we welcome her, and congratulations to the team as well. So now I would request the team to go ahead. So thanks a lot, and good wishes for the program from my side. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Hi Aryan. Hi Sahaj. Oh, there are 16 people already.
Yeah.
Hi Sumit. So you are working from home right now?
Currently you are in Delhi.
No, I'm based in Ahmedabad. The entire clinic is based in Ahmedabad, and but see, most of our work has to be online and everything. So it's very easy to work from home right now, like everyone else is doing.
Okay.
Also, it gives me a perspective because most of the people are working from home, and unless I have had the same kind of perspective, it's very difficult to understand their situation.
our team was appreciating the Blooming Health's work. Like, it's a good initiative.
Yeah. It started like I was very skeptical about starting it because it was in the middle of pandemic and I did not know if how people would respond to it in the first place. But I am glad the response has been really tremendous. Also, it's a bittersweet thing because I personally do not want this kind of response because most of the people are suffering. So it's a bittersweet thing. The response is good, but at the same time, fewer response would have been appreciated.
Second wave of the pandemic has hit us very hard.
Oh, very, very. And
Actually, really hard.
yeah, not just physically, like first one was difficult physically, but this one is literally ruining mental health on next level. And even people who are very, very strong, they are feeling really, really like everyone is having a really hard time understanding what they are feeling in the first place. Like sorting out the second thing, but understanding whatever they are feeling is very difficult for them.
Definitely. I guess
Oh,
we
hi.
have 19 people right now.
Yeah.
We should start. Many people will join it.
Yeah, that works. Hi, thank you everyone who has joined, and I am so glad. Hi, Sahaj.
So to start with the session, I have a quote like, be strong now because things will get better. It might be stormy now, but it can't rain forever. A very warm welcome to all the audience present here. Since the past year, we as a community are indeed going through a tough time, and each one of us is struggling and fighting their own battles, especially when it comes to mental health. So, being concerned for our audience, we at FIC took this initiative to check up on the mental health of our followers and friends. We know that everyone has faced a rough time while fighting this pandemic, and to remind them that everything will be fine and everything will get back to normal. We just have to stay strong and together. We have collaborated with Blooming Health for the same so that we can deliver a fruitful and interactive session to maximum people for the same. So without further ado, I would like to welcome our speaker for today's session, Dr. Priya Bhatt. Dr. Bhatt has completed her MBBS and she has given over 100 plus therapy sessions in the past year. She has started her own initiative that is Blooming Health, which basically helps and provides mental health sessions who are facing anxiety and stress during these times. If you have any questions or queries, you can put them in the comment box. Hope we'll be able to answer all the questions and this will be a motivational and hopeful talk. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I'm very, very honored to be here. And everyone who is alive with us, again, thank you so much. And please do not, this is a very, I would like to say this is a safe space. And anything you put here, it's going to be confidential, of course, like, not confidential here, but it will be between us. And it will be like a safe space. So please do not worry about anything. Give the questions. I fire it at me and let's begin.
Okay, so for the very first question of today's session goes like, what are the most common signs of anxiety, mental health issues faced today? How to identify them and work on them individually?
Right. So what has happened recently is that the symptoms of anxiety which were before are changing because the definition is changing with the current situation. Earlier, anxiety just used to be, someone who is getting nervous or someone who has anxiety or panic attacks. Right now, it has completely changed. So to identify them, few of the symptoms would be, feeling hopeless a lot. We have to identify it for the time being. If I am feeling hopeless once, that doesn't mean that I have anxiety. If I am feeling anxious for a very, very long time, say for more than a month or something like that, then it's where, I need some help. If I am feeling anxious, if I'm feeling fearful, if I don't know how to act, how to behave, if I'm losing my sleep, if I'm losing my appetite, that's when the issue starts. And for a week and everything, everyone goes through it because it's a difficult time. But when the symptoms persist for more than a month and they are not controlled, and they do not even, you do not even feel something happening, or you do not have the motivation for it, that's when the real anxiety kicks in. And it's prolonged. It's not something which comes and goes. So over a very long period of time, if you feel loss of appetite, three things which I personally ask is loss of appetite, loss of sleep, and loss of willingness to do anything, to study or to work or, to work out. Even minor things like, taking a shower every day can feel like huge deal. You procrastinate a lot. Now that are the signs of anxiety to look out for, because those are the beginning signs. You need to look out for them so that it's easier to identify. And again, it's a mental health thing. So there are no tests or anything which you can undergo. So you have to look out for clinical symptoms, signs. So that's the most important thing.
Okay, so our next question goes like, the second wave of pandemic has hit harder, especially because this time it's a question from our viewer. So I'll read it out. The second wave of pandemic has hit her hard, especially because this time it was her own family and friends who got affected by it. Having gone through and still going through a huge personal loss, it is hard to get back to her normal life and forget or whatever happened in her life. It's hard to focus and not think about what has happened. How can she get back to normal and also at the same time be there for her family? This is affecting her work and breaking her tolerance.
Right. I'm so sorry to hear that you're going through it. First, you have to recognize that this is what you're going through. You have to identify that this is a battle that you're fighting, which will end someday. It's not that it's going to last forever. That's the first thing that you have to realize. That is the first thing. It's not the end of the world. You will get through this. It's a difficult time, but you will surely get through this. That's where you have to begin. That it's a phase. It's not something which is going to last for a very long time. Secondly, you have to get into a routine. Once you get into a routine, I know it's very difficult to get into the routine, but you have to maintain routine. It doesn't mean that you have to do everything clinically, but you have to wake up at certain time. You have to undergo small tasks every day, because whenever you accomplish small tasks, you will feel, okay, yeah, I can do this, maybe I can do this a little bit more. So even small tasks which feel like a huge amount of work, you can accomplish, and gradually you will get back to the life that you used to have. So following a routine is utmost important. And for talking to people, especially friends, and you might not feel like it. You would not feel like talking to anyone. You would want to just get in a shell and stay there. But that's not how it works, because you have to be there for your family as well. They have also suffered a lot. So but that doesn't mean that you don't have to be there for yourself. You have to be there for yourself as well as your family. And whatever you are feeling, that is valid. If you are feeling shocked, that's valid. If you are feeling guilty for, people say that I could not do enough, that's valid. Everything that you are feeling is valid. So do not feel that, I should not be feeling like this. Feeling angry, that's valid. Every process that you're going through is difficult and it's going to end someday. So getting into the routine, talking to people who really, really care about you, who need help themselves. Sometimes the best thing we can do is help others so that, we can feel good about ourselves. And it will release dopamine in your brain and, you'll feel a little bit normal. So first thing is to get to the routine, work out a little bit, take a few steps every day, 10,000 steps, 20,000 steps, get back into the routine. And then gradually you can take it from there. Because first few days are the hardest. That's when everything hits. But after that, it will get easier over time. You will get into a schedule. Your mind will start functioning in a new way, and everything will get into the process. And if ever you need help, you have people to talk to. You have friends who are safe as of now. So gratitude is also a very important thing. Recognizing that you have to practice gratitude every day, so that you are grateful for whatever you have currently, and it will change your mindset little by little every day.
I hope her question gets answered. So, next question goes like, every night from 11 p.m. to 12 a.m., I overthink about what's going to happen in the future. It was never like that before COVID, but after the first lockdown, I have developed the habit to stay up nights thinking about everything from my future to my family's health. Is this normal? What can I do to stop this behavior?
Firstly, it's totally normal. We really need to put it out there that people are not feeling good right now. because everyone is saying like, is this normal? Is this how it's supposed to be? Well, yes, this is exactly like how you're supposed to feel, because it's not a normal situation. This is something unprecedented. We have not been prepared for this ever. We have never faced this kind of situation ever. So this is very, very common. We need to we have adopted a new normal, right, in our life, that you have to put on masks and stuff like that. In the same way, we have to normalize being not okay during a pandemic. It's okay to not be okay in the middle of a pandemic, right? So that's the thing, that you have to, whatever you're feeling, that's totally valid. And it's very common. Everyone goes through that. Plus 11 to 3 is the time when, you think you are in control of the situation. So you tend to be up at that hour, think about things. And in the morning you have stuff to do, you have work to do, you know, and everything like that. But you not at night, you have your own time. So, you have time to think about certain things, overthinking comes up, comparison comes up, if he's doing that with his life and I'm still stuck. And most of the people are in 20s. They feel like, they need to have their life figured out, and then everyone else has their life figured out but me. That's the thing that is going on. And plus, this pandemic has hit us and unemployment has gone up. A lot of people are having difficulty getting jobs in the first place, and they don't know what they're supposed to be doing. So when in the first thing that comes with hopelessness is uncertainty. So there is a lot of uncertainty going on in our country right now. We are really, really angry at our government. We don't know how to act. We don't know what to do. So the uncertainty is what causes the overthinking. And, it's very, very normal. So firstly, again, whatever you're feeling. Other than that, you won't be able to, work on it. First thing is to identify. Second thing is to work on it. So you have already identified that you're overthinking. It is the first step. That's amazing. That you know what you're doing is wrong. You know what you need to be doing. And in the process, you'll figure it out somewhere, and some time will pass by. Everything will getting back to normal. Again, the situation is, getting back in control. Right now, whatever the situation we are facing is mid-April, that, beds are not available, remdesivir and everything was, we had to, score for it. We don't have to do that now, situation is getting better. So, we are hopeful. So eventually it will come down. Right now it's very normal. Eventually it will be coming down to normal very, very soon.
Definitely, everything will be all right.
Yeah.
So next question is it okay to feel unproductive and not useful during this pandemic and still not have the motivation to work or study? How to overcome the feeling that you aren't able to cope up with your friends' productivity and not be able to be as creative as them?
Right. So what happens is that you are going through a certain situation, and what happens is that you are on social media 24/7 because you don't know what else to do. You're not allowed to go out of your house. You are totally dependent on social media for all your updates, and you need to be updated because it's a pandemic. You want to be updated, but what happens in the process is that you keep on comparing. You keep on comparing. Okay, XYZ is living this life. XYZ is doing that, and I'm not doing enough. I need to be more productive. That's when everything starts falling down. Like, I am not doing enough with my career, and there is obviously a certain type of mindset that everyone has, that you have to figure out your life before you turn 25, or you have to figure out your life before you turn 27. And that kind of a mindset is very, very regressive. And what hinders you, because you feel like you're supposed to figure everything out right now, and there's a term called quarter life crisis. It's when you turn 25 and you feel like you're not doing enough. So it's more when you are in a pandemic. You feel like you're not living your life to the extent that you should be living. Like, you feel like this is your 20s. This is when you're supposed to conquer the world. And you are sitting at home, not doing anything, not able to talk to people, not able to meet people, not able to live your life enough. And then again, there is social media constant reminder of people doing things which you aren't doing. So it's very, very common to feel unmotivated and lethargic. I don't want to do this. Whatever. That kind of
nowadays, like, we have noticed people compare their lives. Like, if someone is doing something on social media, they wish that even they have to do that stuff, or they have to duplicate it or something like that.
Yeah, there's a constant pressure, and especially when you are sitting at home, there's nothing else to do. What are you going to do? Go on social media and compare. So that's when that kicks in, that I'm not doing enough. Plus, this is the second time that we are going through this. First time we were hopeful that okay, we'll figure it out, whatever it is. But the second time it's we don't know when is the third time that we'll have to go through this. So that's very problematic. You will feel like, what if this hits again? What if my 20s are wasted like this? What if I'm not productive enough and my 20s are going in vain? So that's but that's very normal because given the current situation, so you can feel that. But at the same time, be very, very active and recognize your thoughts. The most I underline this: recognize your thoughts. If you are living in the present, if you are living in the future, so once you recognize your thoughts appropriately. Yeah. So if you recognize your thoughts appropriately, I don't think that would mean like it will be the problem later on. So if you are constantly worrying about your future as to what am I going to do after this, or how am I going to earn, where I'm going to work, that's all the thoughts of the future. So you have to figure, your own thoughts and bring your mind back to the present, and that's where you have to work for that.
Yes, definitely. We should not compare our lives to others.
Never. Yeah, everyone has a path, and right now all the paths are distorted. Everything is out the window.
Like even if we see that, if I start comparing my life with others, so how should I control myself? Like I shouldn't do this. I should divert my mind. How should I cope up with that?
Yeah, so first thing you have to do is you have to identify that comparing yourself is only it's not going to add any value in your life. You are not going to earn by it. It's not productive. It's not helping you. It's only bringing you down at the moment. So what you have to do is you have to shut down social media. I always say that you have to practice 90+30 thing. So 90+30 thing is where after waking up 90 minutes you do not use your social media, because that's when your brain is most active, and whatever you feed your brain in those 90 minutes, it's what reflects the entire day. In the same way, 30 minutes before going to bed, if you use social media and you see something which disturbs your mental health, then you will be up to 2, 3, 4, you won't be able to sleep. And even if you are able to sleep, somehow that will go on in your subconscious brain and you won't be able to get rid of it. So firstly, 90+30 techniques, and it's okay to use social media for information, but overusing social media is what is harmful. You cannot be on social media for 6 hours, 10 hours and then complain that I am feeling unproductive, because that's what social media is supposed to make you feel. That's right. So yeah, that's the starting of it. You practice this 90+30 thing, you look at your own life, and also this is a great time to research. I always say that, like, you are free, you are at home, no one is expecting you to be anywhere, you don't have any social obligations to go to, you don't have friends who are complaining or anything like that, you don't have your partners to meet. So this is the best time to research if you want to move forward in your field. For example, your field is about finance and everything. So right now you have all the time to figure out, not just figure out, just research, read more stuff, go deep in the deep. You have all the time, right? There is never going to be a time where you have to compensate, where the government is going to ask you to sit at home. Well, this is it, right? So you can use this time to research, not even figure out, because figure out is a huge thing. Just research, just look into stuff, read stuff. You might find something which you like, you might find it falling. There was this story that Newton discovered gravity in quarantine, if you know about it.
I hope his question gets answered. And so the next question is how to overcome loneliness in this pandemic when you can't go outside. Online presence of friends is fine, but too much online exposure can be exhausting and mentally draining.
Hello.
I guess, Priyal, it is your net. Is it fine now?
Right. I am so sorry, but actually there is There is rain outside my window and it's very disturbing. I cannot hear you.
Okay, I'll repeat again. Next question is like,
Hello.
how to overcome loneliness in this pandemic? Should I repeat again?
Right. So, no, it's fine. I could hear the last part of it and I will make out from it. Yeah.
Okay.
So, loneliness. So, firstly, you will not feel like you want to contact anyone, right? But there are definitely a set of people. You have an inner circle of trust, right? There are people around you, a couple of people, you trust more than your life. And even though you feel like you don't have them, you have them, right? But it's just that you're not connecting to them properly. You're not able to get through it. Plus, there is lethargy right now. Like, people are not willing to text anyone. I don't know why that is happening, but they are literally, they don't have the energy to text anyone. So what we have to do is, overcome them and at least spend 45 to 50 minutes talking to anyone that you care about. It doesn't matter if it can be anyone. It can be your parents, it can be your siblings, it can be your friends. But you have to, even if you don't feel like it, you have to compulsion to do that as a compulsion, right? So, talking to 45 minutes to someone, you can help them, right? And that's the most amazing thing.
I guess
in the process, they are also going through the same thing, right? And helping them will be accomplishment. And that sense of accomplishment is what will get you through it.
Priyal, I guess it is your net or something.
Really,
The video is lagging. It's fine now.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better now.
So that's the sense of accomplishment, and you have to it's like a compulsion. You have to talk to someone 45 minutes a day. If you don't talk, that you'll go crazy, right? You won't know what to do with yourself, and your social skills will be out the window after the pandemic, which you really need.
Okay, so next question is, there is negative news all around us consisting of deaths, lack of medical facilities, etc. In this situation, how can we overcome the negativity that is created, and how should we bring back the positive environment amongst ourselves?
Right. So, like I said, everything we are doing right now is through social media. So, firstly, all the news that are going through with the negativity that is happening around us, the trust that we don't have in our government right now, we are facing huge, issues with our government. We don't trust them. They are not helping us. We have complaints for them. We don't know where to remove all this negativity. So I would suggest that personally, you are not responsible. You are not responsible for this government. You are not responsible for this country. Who you are responsible for? Yourself. So firstly, what you can do is separate yourself from your country, separate yourself from the situation, separate yourself from your surroundings. Things are always going to be worse on another side. But what you have to do is you have to look out for yourself. If you don't look out for yourself, then you won't be able to look out for other people as well. So firstly, you have to take care of yourself, and in that process, by bringing the positivity back, you have to distract yourself, because all this negativity, you have to incorporate some positivity in your life by any means necessary. It can be through distraction. And some people feel like they are being right. So if one of my friends was, I feel like watching something because I feel like I should be productive on Twitter without leads more. Hello. Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, it's now better, but I guess your net is lagging. Your video is lagging. It's better now.
So basically, there's rain right now. I don't know how it is raining, but it's raining right now.
No issues. So next question is from our viewers. I have lost someone in my family, and all I can think of about them, it haunts me that I could have done something to save them. I know it is stupid, but what can I do? I don't know what to do, and it is heart-wrenching even when I'm pretending to be happy. I want to cry out loud and I want to escape.
Right. I'm so sorry to hear that. Firstly, I want to apologize to anyone who I want to give them strength. I want them to I wish there was a better health care for facility for them. I wish they had proper treatment, and we could have, maybe we failed them or something like that, but I wish this did not happen. But now that this has happened, we have to figure out how to deal with this. Firstly, you have to be okay with whatever you are feeling. You need to, if you want to cry, you have to cry. If you want to let it out, you have to let it out. If you have to go to someone, talk to someone, you have to do that without feeling any kind of shame, without feeling any kind of guilt. It's not on you to be okay. You can help your parents, you can help your friends, but if you're not feeling okay yourself, that's okay. Right? So firstly, that's what you have to do. Second thing is that you have to cherish the memories. But whenever you're feeling sad, you just have to go back, cherish those memories. Think that think about everything that they have told you. And what I personally ask them to do is to write all the stuff that they have advised you. If it's your elders, they must have given you advice someplace or the other, then you have to write it down in a diary, in a book, whenever you are in a good mental state. And in that way, you can, keep whatever they have told you in a space close to your heart, right? So that will help you a lot in moving on. Whatever their advices are, you will feel like that their advices is with you, right? Even if it's your friends, then you have to, those photos that you have with them, it's your cousins, the photos, the memories, you have to write it all down. So when you write it all down, you will preserve those memories. You'll be able to hang on to them, cling on to them, right? And clinging onto them in the initial period is very important, because if you cling onto them, you will feel their presence, which is very important. Feeling their presence, feeling like they are with you, they'll give you strength, those kind of things, right? So writing it down, memories, photo, taking their photos, like taking the photos that you have and framing them, doing those kind of stuff, what you will hold on to. And so these kind of things. Yeah. Second thing is, constantly asking your other people who are close to them if they are okay or not. Right? Because doing that, you will help yourself a lot. Because consoling someone who has lost someone is very important. And they might be feeling depressed because of it, and they are your family members. What happened in peak corona is, when someone was going through a loss, all the family members were in separate places and they could not talk to each other. They could not see their loved ones' last faces, last rites and everything. And that was very heartbreaking for them. So the completion was not there. They did not feel someone has passed away or anything. They were desensitized to it a little bit.
Basically, I feel that letting out is the best therapy. If someone has lost someone, their loved
I'm
ones,
not able to
they
hear
should
you.
just let it out. And
Yeah, sure.
I guess it is your net.
Yeah.
I was saying, like, basically, I feel that if someone has lost their loved ones, they should just let it out and, talk to their friends about what they are feeling, because that's the best therapy that they can do.
In fact, letting it out is also okay, but writing it up is more important, because if you say it, you will feel like it is not there with you. But if you write anything down, you'll always hold on to it, right? You will feel more in control of the situation. You will feel like you know what you're doing. You will feel their presence somewhere, right? So that is very important. You need to have something solid to hold on to, because thoughts are not enough. Right?
And like in this question, he or she has said that it haunts him or her. Like, he could have done more to save the person, but it sounds stupid, but he could have done more. But I think they should not blame themselves for the loss or for the life that has been gone or departed from this earth. I feel basically people should just let it go and just pray for the betterment of their family.
Right. Blaming is very, they tend to take every blame on themselves. they feel like they could have, done more, found more. And, right now they have gone through so much excruciating process, the process of finding beds, the process of finding oxygen, that was like tough for them. They themselves have went through trauma, and the feeling of helplessness is extreme. So not just the grief that they are feeling, it's also the trauma that they are feeling. And they are feeling.
Sorry for the inconvenience caused. Let's wait for 5 more minutes more.
Sorry, I don't know what is happening.
No worries. I guess it is your net just because of the rain.
Yeah, it's literally, I don't know how it's raining right now. Like, I'll show you.
Okay, so let's move ahead.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like,
next question is
whoever has asked this question, I hope they seek the right kind of help. I hope they are peaceful. They have
next question
peace of mind.
How to deal with the loss of a loved one. I guess you have answered it. So, continuation of this question is how to support someone who is grieving.
Right. So, there are two kind of people. When they are grieving, some people need constant reassurance. Some people need constant attention. They want people to ask them how they are, and they want to communicate with people. And then there are other kind of people who kind of, take everything in a shell, and they, lock themselves up in a room for a very long time, and they don't know how to handle themselves. So you have to be there differently. You have to identify the kind of person. If someone needs space, then you can't just go in their private space and keep asking if they are okay or right. And if someone needs attention, then if you are giving them too much space, then it will be issues for them. So you have to firstly identify what kind of person they are, what they need right now from you, how you can help. So firstly identifying the kind of people that they are, and if someone needs constant attention and reassurance, then you have to be there for them, calling them a couple of times, making sure that they are okay, asking them people that they can talk it out to, because sometimes they do not want to talk it to you. Like if I am grieving and I don't want my immediate friends to know about it, because I don't want to be a burden to them, right? I want to feel like I want to talk about it, but not to someone who is also grieving, or not to someone who I care about, because I worry that I'll make them sad. I'll worry I'll bring them down. And of course, everyone has their own baggage right now. So you can forward them numbers of institutions or doctors or counselors who are helping them in that right? So, and the other thing is, if they have to help from them just enough that they know that are there for them, but also not overpower or overburden them, or overpower their emotions. So first thing, it would be identifying what kind of people they are, what they need, and making sure they are following the proper diet. Because what happens is after they are grieving, there is a loss of appetite, loss of sleep, everything. So making sure that they are taking the right food intake is very important. Like it's the main thing. I have seen people who have had muscle losses because of grieving, who are not able to eat because of grieving, who have had stomach issues because of it. So making sure that they are taking proper diet is very important after they have lost someone. Yeah, but at the same time, you have to be very sure that you do not overburden them.
Definitely. I hope her question gets answered.
Yeah.
So, moving ahead, second wave has spread waves of negativity, fear, and mental stress. How do we keep a patient away from this anxiety while helping them manage the fear and not lose hope?
Yeah. So again, you have to know that this is going to end somewhere. You have to take in contents which are good for you, right? So if you keep on following pages on Twitter who are asking for and that's how you protect yourself first. And after you are done protecting yourself, what you can do is distract me. I am okay, right? There are people around me who need help, but I myself don't. I am okay, and you have to be very, very grateful for that. Again, my parents are okay, my friends are okay, my immediate relatives are okay. That kind of reassurance and affirmations help a lot, because affirmations, you already know it in your head. It's not like you don't know it, but sometimes you just need to be reminded of it again and again, right? That you are okay, your family is okay, you are in a good situation. Things might be worse right now, but it will get better, and you are safe right now, is what you have to keep telling yourself over and over again, 5 times, 10 times a day. Early morning, whenever you wake up, you have to keep telling those affirmations to yourself that whatever I'm going through is going to be okay, right?
Basically,
yeah, that's about
for their loved ones.
Right. Yeah. You have to be very, very grateful that you are not the one in need of beds. You are not the one in need of oxygen. So content, right, going to the right kind of content is what will help you.
Definitely.
You can either be a part of the solution or you can either be a part of the problem. You have to decide that
I feel like
part
people
of the
should
problem
avoid
solution.
negative thinking and should avoid using more of social media. As on social media we see that people are just posting stuff about like this is shortage of this and that. I feel like people should avoid using social media and just try to stay positive and calm in this whole situation, because everyone is facing this issue in this pandemic.
Right kind of content, yeah. Right kind of content. Yeah. Yeah, the intake of that kind of content, like you can use social media for your benefit, right? Like us. Honestly, like us. You can go to
I guess network issues again. Till then, if you have any questions, you can type it in the chat box.
Again,
I guess Priyal is facing certain network issues. So unfortunately, we have to end this session. On behalf of everyone, I would like to thank Priyal for enlightening us on this issue and giving us helpful insights. I thank everyone present here for taking out time and turning in for this session today. And I hope that this session turned out to be helpful for you all. Lastly, to all those who are struggling with their mental health, don't lose hope. We have faith in you and you will make through it. and we stand with you during this time. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Stay strong, stay safe. Thank you.